Welcome back to Anthony Lee Raw. Guys, I'm going to show you, I'm not even kidding, okay? I'm going to show you how you can make a ton of money spot trading altcoins, specifically Injective here, but you can really use this technique on any alt. I'm going to show you how I do it, literally how I do it. So stay tuned, thumbs up the video, subscribe to the channel. This is going to seem unprepared, but it's really not. I'm just going to walk through it like I do on my live streams, like I would run through it myself. So stick with me here. You're going to want to pay attention to this. I'm going to show you something you may have never looked at before, and this is how you spot, accumulate to grow your bags. Let's say INJ is going to 10x the next cycle, okay? I don't know what it's going to do. You know my targets. I have videos for that. Go over and check that out. But let's say it's going to 10x, just rough numbers. I'm going to show you how you can ride this to a 5x and potentially 40x your coins without doing anything else. I know that sounds confusing. How can you 40x your return on investment when you only get a 5x out of it? I'm going to show you. Pay attention, guys. Pay attention. I'm telling you. If you want to see the full breakdown and bull run price prediction, go over to the channel, click under videos, and I have all kinds of INJ. I do all these altcoins, but I have all by request. So drop requests for me to look at them. But I have INJ videos here, INJ to $70. There's several INJ videos, so just go check them out. You'll get the full breakdown. That's not what this video is about. So here are the tokenomics on INJ. Let's dive in, guys. And if you want to help spot trading this, go over to anthonyleeraw.com. You can join our VIP Discord right there, and we do spot trade and accumulate heavily on these altcoins, guys. All right, here we go. So I'm going to show you key areas. I'm going to show you my full chart. Here's the tokenomics if you want to screenshot this. Here are the market retrace levels. Here's my bull run price prediction. And here are the key levels, okay? Now, I'm going to show you these key levels are not like most people would line out their key levels. Most people would look at price to line out key levels. And this is how we're going to accumulate without spending a nickel more, okay? Don't listen to me, guys. Do not line out price levels for targets for altcoins, okay? Most altcoins have significantly diluted their solution or their market cap through token unlocks, okay? You can do it on Bitcoin because there's not much dilution there. You can't do it on most altcoins. For example, here on INJ, back here in your highs of 2021, you had 24 million coins on the market. Now you have 100. So what was a target here is not going to be a target here. You can see this target here. It meant nothing. You fell right through. You pumped right through. You fell right through. So this is not the same. What is the same or what is linear is market cap, okay? So you can look at market cap, and that's what we're going to do, and I'm going to show you how to do that, okay? Here are my key levels if you want to just take a look at those. These are the key levels based upon market cap. I've done the Chinese arithmetic. If you want to screenshot that, okay? Or just come back to it. Let's go to market cap now, okay? So I have marked out, and I'm going to show you how to do this. First of all, price. You find price by market cap divided by circulating supply. INJ circulating supply is fully diluted at 100 million. All 100 million are out. So you can find your retrace levels. You can see how these are clear support and resistance levels and divide by 100, okay? Super simple, and you find your price targets like this. This is clear resistance, clear support, resistance. So this is a key level, 1.63 billion, right? So here's how I would do that. I would take 1.63 for billion divided by 0.100 for 100 million, and that's going to give me a price target of 1630. Now, that's not where I think it's going, but you would want to come in here and mark out 1630, okay, which is right here. And you can see it was good support and resistance, but back here it was not. You just kind of fell through it. You just blasted through it. It meant nothing in these other areas. Why? Because you had 24 million coins on the market versus the 100 million you have now. So you now have good support and resistance level. But if you were to put a target up here where it's nothing because your supply is not the same. It's not linear, okay? So you have to do it on market cap. Let's look at a side by side so I can show you a good comparison here. Here's a key level. Look on the right is market cap, on the left is price. Here's a key level. I know you kind of ran it here in the very first section, but I put it on the chart anyway. But here, clear. This is market cap now, clear resistance, support, even support here, slight support. This was the liquidation week of October 10th, so that's kind of crazy. Resistance, clearly, right? But at the same point, on the left side, you can see where the vertical line is hovering across. In current or more recent price action, it was clearly resistance, support, but over here it was nothing. You just flew right through it. At these same points on market cap, price was here and here and here, right? Nowhere near the white line. So this was not a relevant price level back then, but it was still relevant clearly on market cap. You just had a different price target because your coins were less than they are now. So these levels here, where it was clear support and resistance, was the same market cap level, right? We just have to do the Chinese arithmetic to get the new price level at that same market cap level. And that's what I've done. So you need to pay attention, guys. You need to have these levels on your chart because this is how you're going to find your targets. Now, let's go back and what do you mean you can 40x with only riding up a 5x? Well, okay, let's look at last cycle, for example. Let's say you bought down here somewhere. What was the low? About $1.10. I don't know. Let's say you bought at let's say you bought at $1.70. Let's say you bought 10,000 coins. Excuse me, $10,000 worth at $1.70. Let's just make something up here. I've not even done this. 10,000 divided by 1.7. Okay, so you're gonna have 5882 coins, right? Let's put that on the chart. So you bought 10K INJ at 1.70 equals 5,882 INJ, right? Okay, so that's what you bought down there. Let's say you wrote it up. Let's say you had these targets on here and you wrote it up. And remember, they'd have been a little different than they would today because this was market cap key levels. So let's just say you wrote it up to this first key level here and you sold at $4. It wrote up, it rejected about 470. Let's say you sold at 420, okay? You sold at 420. This should be K, you want 10,000. All right, and then we wrote it up and we had this key level marked out on the chart, right? Based upon market cap, and we wrote that up and we sold at, we didn't even sell the top at 420. We just sold at 4.20. 470 was the top wick here. We sold at 420 though, let's say that. 5882 times 4.20, okay? $24,700, okay? So you have turned your 10 grand into 24.7K, okay? Well, let's say we then wanted to reaccumulate because we didn't think the cycle was over, but we didn't want to ride this drawdown here of 48%. Why ride a 50% drawdown? That's scary. That's dumb. Plus, it's a missed opportunity. So let's say we had this other key level marked out here, right? Because we went ahead and marked our key levels out. And let's say you didn't get the bitty bottom because you wicked below it, but you did rebuy at the key level of 268, okay? So you took your $24,000, 24.7, and you bought at the key level 268, okay? Well, now you have 9,200 coins, okay? 9,200 coins. Let's mark that out. Rebuy at 2.68 for 92 INJ. Okay, so you can see you've spot accumulated here. You've picked up almost 4,000 coins, right? Almost 4,000 coins for spending not one additional nickel, just for having your two key levels marked out. And let's say you rode that up and you hit this next you hit this next key level at $10, right? We nailed it. It went to 10. It went to 997, right? So let's say you did that. Let's say you didn't even do it perfectly. Let's say you sold at 9 dot. You want to front run a little bit, so 970. Okay. Well, now you're at 89.4. You're at $90,000. Okay. Sold at 9.74, 89.4K. All right, and the bull run wasn't over. You knew it wasn't over. It wasn't time, so you wanted to reaccumulate. So you rode back down and rebought down here. Let's say you didn't even get the bottom here. Let's say you came back down. The bottom was at 540. Let's say you came back down to about $6. You just rebought at $6. Divided by $6. You now have 14.9K coins. I'm almost done, guys. I know I'm dragging this out. I just want to harp this point home. Rebuy at 570 for 14.9K. All right, let's say that was it. That's all you did, and then you rode up, and you didn't time the top perfectly at $53. Okay, let's just say you rode up to this next key level at 26 bucks. Let's just say you rode it up to $26 because you don't know where the top is. You have no idea where the top is going to be, but you sold out at $26. That means you made 387K, right? So we're going to put it at the top. Sold at 26.70 for 387K. Okay, you made $387,000 by doing exactly 2 trades. That's it. 2 trades based upon these market cap retrace levels that if you had taken your original 5882 investment and you sold at 26.70, you would have made $157,000, okay? You would have made 157K, which is great. That's good. But instead, you did 2 trades because you had your market cap retrace levels, your key areas marked out, and you were able to more than double your profits to $387,000 without making any more money, okay? So you took what would be, let's say you bought here, right, $1, what was our $1.70? Right there, and you wrote it up 26.70. Okay, that's a 15x, but instead you were able to pull down a 38x. Okay, out of this 15x, you pulled down a 38x by doing only 2 simple trades. That's it, 2 simple trades, just by having your market cap retrace levels marked out, guys. That's it. That's all you had to do. That's what I'm showing you. These retrace levels. Be sure you write them down. I'll put them back on the chart for you. I'll put everything back on the chart one more time, but let me erase some of this text. Cleared up just a little bit. Market cap retrace levels, prediction levels, key levels. You've got them all on the chart. We brought it over here. These are your key levels based upon your your market cap. And then we divide by a circulating supply of 100 million, and that gives you your levels, guys. You see how well that works out. It is not the same. You cannot go back and through support and resistance levels on your price from the left. You can't do it because you've increased circulating supply, so you have to do it based upon market cap, and here are your levels, guys. Join us in the VIP Discord. I know this video seemed a little scattered. I hope you followed it. If you're invested in INJ, then you're very smart, so I'm sure you followed this. I like this coin. I own this coin, and here are your levels, guys. We are looking for a $7 billion INJ for a $70 price. But I will be spot trading and accumulating these key levels. I will not try to ride this up to $70. You don't have to do that. If you can spot accumulate some of these on the way up, like this, boom, just a couple of few sell and rebound levels, you could sell somewhere up in here for 30 to 40 bucks and make double what you would make if you rode it all the way up, okay? Just in case you don't make it up here, why risk that? Why have to do that? You don't have to. Sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, and then ultimate sell somewhere in here without having to worry about whether or not you're going to make it all the way up here, and you'll make double, triple your money by doing these few spot accumulations, guys. Let me know down below. Subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys next time.